Good morning, my friend. How are you?
Is it are we racing?
Yes.
We do.
I'm excited.
There's the count into the show, and then you race to say something first.
Yes, we gotta. Because I know you. You like to take the pause, look at everyone.
Well, because it's
maybe even do one of these.
It's
like
6:30. It's 6:30 on Monday.
That's right.
And it's guess what? It's even earlier in some parts of the country, and I don't know if people want, if they are listening live, the 5 people, including my girlfriend. If they want to be yelled at first thing in the morning.
Hey, you know what? I've been up and trading for 2 hours. Let's get going.
So that's their problem.
Oh, not their problem. I'm just bringing the joy.
I
love it.
I love it.
You know, your.
I want to bring the calm. I want to bring the.
You want to bring your Michigan, whatever you call it. I mean.
Sure. What's going on? How was your weekend? Haven't talked to you. I didn't talk to you yesterday.
No.
So what happened?
Which was weird.
Yeah, that's my bad.
What did we do? Not much, actually. Huge fight with my neighbor with a different story.
Is this the one that just built a house?
No, he's actually turned out to be okay. It's the old man next to me who wants to redo the driveway that we all share and everything. And I think he's trying to figure out how he gets a free driveway of his own out of this.
Okay.
On everybody else's.
Because they're going to do the mutual part of it,
right?
The part that you all drive on, but then he also wants his personal driveway.
Yes.
Okay.
And is being very cagey about. I'll just let you know what you owe me, and I'm like, no, it doesn't work that way. I'm sorry, it just doesn't work that way,
dude. Honestly, it's funny that you bring that up because I am starting to grow up in a lot of ways, and some of these conversations with people do become more and more real. Like, it's not to the extent that you're having conversations, but some of this stuff, I'm like, okay, I'm trying to take this in as kind of way possible and not really like get like heated talking with this person about something that is kind of meaningless. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, this guy though might sue me or something. Like there's like stuff as you get older and as you start to make, this year you've promised me I'm going to start making some money. You start making some money, and the conversations do become real of like, you're either someone's trying to steamroll you, or if you are trying to support your position. I'm starting to get worried that someone's going to try to like sue me or something bad. Maybe it's because I watched There Will Be Blood last night again that I'm like worried.
Oh, I got the Mountainhead.
Oh, did you watch it?
Oh my God, it's by the people who did Succession.
Yeah.
It's insane.
The trailer looked, I was like, I don't know if I need to watch this.
It's freaking exhausting.
It's not good. You don't sound like you had a good time.
I didn't, just because.
Is it a movie? It's a movie?
It's a movie.
Okay.
I think you have to be in the right mood and not be juggling. You and I are working on some projects. Huge ones like this integration,
maybe that's
stuff
what
like that.
is kind of in the back of my mind.
When they start bing-bonging around, and it just goes, it's insane. It's just like, I just don't need to have more craziness right now at this point in my life.
It's funny that you just said the colloquialism in the U.S. and maybe other places is ping-ponging around.
Yeah.
You said bing-bonging around, which is funny only because in high school, some friends of mine who were 2 years older than me had a T-shirt company called Bing Bing Bong.
Oh, I like that.
Which was actually pretty funny. They graduated. Me and 2 of my friends bought that company from them. I don't think we ever paid for it, but we got a T-shirt press.
Transacting in a truly Beverly way. You just go over and burn down their house, and now you own the company.
Another example of, maybe it's in the back of my mind, the stuff at work here that now is like kind of jiggering my mind where I'm like having these conversations. This is what happened. I've been selling off some of my records because too many records, and also like
you're going to end up not being in a second floor apartment anymore. You're going to be in a first floor when the 5,000 pounds of records you have takes out the floor.
So I'm selling a handful of them, and like I don't want to be inappropriate or make people feel a type of way. Some of them are worth like $2,000, some even more. And the conversations and also mailing them can get very, to borrow a term from you, cagey with people of like, oh, you didn't ship it the way that I wanted, or like, oh, you know, like it showed up here and it's supposed to be there. And it's like, dude, like I packaged the thing up like I have at this point over 100 times. I put it in the mail with the same people, UPS or, you know, whoever, every single time. And like some people are just like cagier than others. And yeah, this one guy, he's like, oh, well, you know, the FedEx, they brought it here and the wind must have taken it and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, that's your problem. Like, that's not my problem. And guess what? The money's in my account.
The wind,
it's not going back.
Wind took it.
Like, it's a whole thing. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, okay, well, it's a $1,500 record. I don't want to say only, but I'm like, worst case scenario, I guess I have to give this money back. But I'm also like, is this guy gonna maybe like try to sue me or like what the hell happens here?
I don't think you're going to get sued by any. Is he out of state?
No chance. I think there's no chance. But it is some of these things I am starting to think. Whereas like 5 years ago, I would have been like, you know, screw this guy. I'm just going to like delete his email.
The amount of people that are trying to play angles within the.
But I think that's the thing with your neighbor or this guy or at work, whatever. There's always like
everybody's working an angle.
Like, oh, maybe I can get this guy to say he'll give me $200 off, like something else or something free, and it's like, no, dude, money's in my account. I put the thing in the mail. FedEx sent you a picture of it in your front lawn or whatever, and I guess it blew away or something. I'm done communicating with you. That's the end of that. But yeah, Callie's out of town.
Oh, wow. So it's wild times over at the Caperna house.
Last night.
You got the pole back up and everything?
Cooked myself a steak, fired up There Will Be Blood.
Again, that's just...
It's amazing.
I saw that on, again, and I couldn't sit through it.
It's on Paramount Plus now.
Yeah.
Man, this time around, it seems like he really uses that kid to get the money.
Yeah.
Like, but it didn't dawn on me because there's like the moments of like, oh, he and the kid are like kind of having a fun time. And it's like, oh, I think he likes the kid a lot. And then obviously there's like the last scene. He's insane. But like even from the start, every time I watch it, there's like kind of a new lens. And maybe I'm baby crazy. I don't know what it is. But I was like, oh man, like pretty much from the start, he uses this kid to start his company and like garner all of this like kind of respect or like what would you call it? Trust.
He
people
built trust with people. You know, I'm a dad, you're a dad. We're going to build schools. The whole thing.
Like you're all religious. Like this is a family operation. Like this whole thing, and then he just kind of discards the kid. It was pretty. It's still really good. You're not going to believe it. It's still.
That's maybe the best movie. That's an exhausting one though too. I'll always tune in at the end because when he kills the guy with the bowling ball.
That's your favorite part.
It's not favorite, but it's just so dramatic. So
it's crazy.
Yeah.
The music is so.
And let's talk about this whole thing of getting paid at some point. What I said is,
you said this.
I would have a discussion with you around the timeline when we might possibly consider.
Okay. So this is the discussion before the Wait, or we're on the discussion now.
Broad strokes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We want to make it good, so we don't want to rush it.
When I finally start getting paid, we want to make it good.
We want to make it good.
All right.
For those 2 years before you start collecting Social Security.
Well, let's talk about some other.
Well, this looks a little different. What's going on here?
Let's jump into the Tasty Trade platform here, Pete, to start, because I hear from you and some other little birdies that there's something new.
Very excited. We've been talking about this for a long time. tastyfx is now in the Tasty Trade platform, which is really exciting. So, it has been a labor of love and blood, sweat, and tears for us to get the products into the platform. When we talk about diversified set of occurrences, we are a Tasty product indifferent. We will take products and use them, and we should feel comfortable using everything. FX is a different type of exposure. It's an uncorrelated exposure, which is great. It's funny. I've gone to so many shows with Tom, and we go around the room and you ask her, hey, what's your largest exposure? Well, I got a lot in tech, or I've got a lot, I've got a lot
Palantir.
in index. Yeah, or I bought Palantir at 12 cents.
Now it's all I own.
But in essence, what everybody has a ton of it, is dollar exposure, because everything you trade is priced in dollars. So when you look at that next level of diversified exposure to product, FX is a natural part of that diversified portfolio of non-correlated events. So it's very exciting. And if you are new to this, what's great is you can open an FX account. It's as simple as, again, opening an FX account. You answer a couple of questions and you should go pretty much straight through. It's going to navigate you through the on web. This is how you're going to basically flip-flop from tastytrade to tastyfx. So there we are.
And can every account open this tastyfx account, or who is allowed to go from tastytrade to tastyfx?
Phase one, we are supporting individual margin accounts. So again, if you have a joint account, if you have a margin account along with these other accounts, you're eligible. Right now, joint accounts, entity accounts are coming in phase two. We're already working on that portion of it. It's just a different account type. Now, in this instance, just to be clear, tastyfx is a separate entity, and you're doing business with tastyfx. Now, we're affiliated companies, obviously tastyfx and tastytrade, both owned by IG Group, but we've created a very simplified way for you to open your tastyfx account, have it immediately linked to your tastytrade account, and be able to start trading and fund from your tastytrade account, which is great. So if you switch over to tastyfx, you'll bring up the platform. And guys, for those of you who have watched or have tastyfx accounts now, and you'll see that a lot of this looks similar, but a little bit different. Now, we've taken the key features of our existing platform and embedded them into the tastytrade platform in what I think is a very elegant way. So it's very simple to use, and it really runs across the top. You have your Forex account number, funds, P&L, margin available, and it's these 6 buttons across the left rail: positions, trade, orders, your watch list, history if you've done anything, and then your statements. So let's go up to the trade. Let's go up to the watch list, Frankie. So you can see any of the pairs we're interested in trading here. And there's over 80 FX pairs. All the dollar majors are used to: sterling, yen, euro, Aussie, Swiss, things like Kiwi that we haven't been able to trade before at tastytrade. Non-dollar pairs: euro yen, euro sterling, sterling yen. In one of my previous lives here, we did currency pairs using futures, and we constructed non-dollar currency pairs and futures. Now, they're tough to do. You're taking two differently sized products and having to weight them and then double margin them. It's a little bit of a challenge to do this in the futures world. Here, you can do it as a single trade, which is great. So if I'm finding interest in product, whether it's the majors or any of these major non-dollar pairs, and when I say non-dollar, euro sterling, what you're looking at there is the relationship of the euro FX market to the sterling market. No dollar component. You're not having to reweight or do anything. It's a pure exposure, easiest exposure to get. Now, these are leveraged products, so you get leverage and capital efficiency on all these FX pairs. With leverage comes risk. You can lose as much as you put in. But leverage for us is capital efficiency. So I can do more with less. What's great is, and if you go up to Euro, Frank, let's just go to Euro US. If you're interested, bring up a trade ticket. You've got the chart there. There are over 80 different technical studies you can take a look at to use, all the drawing tools you'd want to. Now, to put a lot sizing here is one of the great things I love about Spot FX. In the world of futures, you do have standard size contracts. It's about 125,000 euros. You've got a micro Euro FX contract, which is 12,500 euros. Here, you can go down to 1,000 units of currency at 0.01 lot. So when you look at that, order construction, order ticket here, you're going to go really, and we'll just do a market order. You choose the side of the market you want to buy. and Frank shows on the buy side. Clicked on the buy side. His size, the amount of exposure. So he's basically doing $1,000 worth of Euro FX. It's approximately $1,141 in notional US dollars, corresponding to, again, 1,000 units of euros times the euro price. You see the resulting margin requirement down there is $22.83. So lets you get small, which is great. Now that 0.01, you can customize from 0.01 up to, one lot, 5 lots, 50 lots. You can do whatever you want. So there's all kinds of ways you can start to scale in. It's a great way to be able to start to engage with product in a very measured way. Doing your micro lot, again, each pip the market moves. And in FX, a pip is going from like 114.13 to 114.14. That's one pip. In this instance, it's 10 cents per pip. So smaller moving, absolutely. Margin required. These are margined at 50 to 1, 2% leverage. Not all pairs are margined the same way. Some are at 3%, some are at 5%. Depends on the pair. But that's all, again, everything's given to you. And to place the trade, it's as simple as Frank's going to buy a micro lot, shoot that off, and his deal is confirmed. It's shown on the chart. There's my position. I'm long 0.01 lots right there. You can go to the positions page and see it there too. And if you want to close it, we've got one click close. So it immediately fires off a market order and you're out of the market. There you go. You lost 3 cents. That's terrible.
Could have been worse.
Yes. So it's as simple as that. Now, you could put in a limit order. You could put in a limit order with a stop loss and a take profit. We have something called the quick ticket. And we'll talk about that next time, the quick ticket. But if you are the true scalper looking to get in and out, it is a wonderfully quick way. It's kind of analogous to a little bit on tastytrade, when you're in the active trader tab and you take the safety off. It just lets you, and again, when you submit quick orders, you're basically setting market orders, you're going to accept partial fills, and it will remember your last trade size. But it's true one-click trading in and out of product at any size you want. So, and again, it's as simple as choosing the side you want to be on, and when you click that buy button, there you go. It's as simple as that. So Frank's building up a little bit of a long position here, and then he can close along the bottom. You can close your long position in a simple way, or do it one order at a time.
So let's talk. You want to talk about markets? You've been talking a lot. So we could just talk. No, it's been great walkthrough. And now I mean, there's so much to talk about here. I know that you'll be talking about it more, and Glenn and so many people across the network and everything else. It's super exciting. But in these last couple of minutes, let's just jump into the markets. Let's see what's moving, because we're seeing some dollar selling. And if you're looking at Forex,
how about that sterling solidly above 135?
It's some pretty crazy moves here. Whether you've looked at this stuff in the past, you've been kind of looking at it, or you've never looked at it, you're getting some pretty extreme prices here. I've got the 15-minute chart. I'm going to take a look at the daily, because you have 135 bid pretty heavily here in the pound market, and 136 is going to be your high for the pound that we actually haven't reached, going all the way back to 2022, the start of 2022. So some pretty extreme dollar selling. Right,
and what Frank just showed us how easily you can scale up and down the position here. Yeah, the unrelenting selling of the dollar is really interesting here. A little bit different here. We continue to talk about this theme, getting right back up to the highs here. Euro not quite there, but kind of on the march a little bit.
I mean, 114 is pretty good, but they obviously got up close to 116, so still 100 pips or so away from those highs. What also is really interesting to me, Pete, this is one that people don't necessarily, it's not the first one that everybody looks at, but this Swiss franc strength has been kind of under the radar, and 82 cents. We've been here before. We've actually spent a handful of trading days below 82 cents, but this is a real historic extreme for this pair that we haven't been in going back. Oh man.
Yeah.
You got to go pretty far back here. I'm into 2018, 2019, which of course isn't to say like, oh, it's got to bounce from here. But we're looking at some pretty extreme price action here. Dollar getting pounded.
Dollar getting pounded across the board. Dollar yen too. We're seeing that across all the currencies. Kiwi back above 60 cents. Aussie holding on to a lot of its rally. So dollar yen again. Let's just go back to dollar yen.
Sure.
Dollar yen, couple of tries off that 140 low. 148, we couldn't quite hold on to it. 146, couldn't quite hold on to it. And the sellers are reemerging now. And this is irrespective of up or down in U.S. equities. U.S. rates, long rates did touch 5%. They're slightly below it, but we're seeing U.S. rates a little bit lower today. And what's great is, for trading FX here, you want to get back into the world of futures and stocks, it's just a toggle away. So, yeah, there's a lot going on in FX right now. It'll be interesting to see. So Monday morning early, we're seeing dollar selling emerge. We saw a little bit of it Friday, month end. They bought it up a little bit. They bought dollars up a little bit last night early, Sunday night, but selling emerged once London came in. And it'll be interesting to see. We've ended the month, starting a new month. Got non-farm payrolls on Friday. Not a lot between that and a couple of central bank announcements, but nothing major between that and the non-farm payrolls. But the strength of currencies against the dollar, and it really is a dollar story.
Yeah.
But you can look at things like, we looked at euro and we looked at sterling. Let's look at euro sterling.
Oh, that's where you want. I wanted to go just really quick, just because you're seeing some big moves in this Aussie CAD. This has been a longtime favorite of yours.
Yes.
I know we've for years and years have looked at Aussie futures and
Right.
CAD futures and pairing them up together, but just some crazy action in there. But let's finish by taking a look at that euro sterling market, because this has been a pretty big move the last couple trading days.
Right. And what this is showing you is that huge outperformance of the euro. Initially, we started to rally. Now, they gave back a lot of that ground, but this is the first time we're seeing euro actually start to outperform. Again, this downward sloping thing, what this tells me is that sterling has been outperforming the euro currency. So when you look at that quote, this is a pretty dramatic move down from 87 to 84 in terms of, again, we've removed the dollar component. We've gone to the next level of, is there liquidity? Absolutely. The market is tick and a half wide. That's more than tradable. And guys, we'll spend a lot more time talking about this. There are no commissions in FX. It's the width of the spread that is your cost of doing business. So,
and just on your point of how diversified the action can be in some of these non-dollar cross pairs, remember April until now has been pretty much nonstop euro rallying, pound rallying, everybody rallying against this U.S. dollar. And you saw this
Right.
euro. Remember, that was the strongest piece that first week or so of April, and the euro's given back all of that ground against the pound. Whereas if you jump over to this euro dollar market and just keep this in mind, same time frame here, euro is trading at its highs against dollar, but is trading near its lows on the year against sterling. And so it's really just a fun piece where you're looking at stocks so often, Pete, and it's like, well, NASDAQ is up 200. And it's hard to find, maybe outside of an earnings play or something like that, something that's down, 3% or 5%, something that you want to trade a different way. Here, there's always something that's kind of zigging when everything else is zagging. It's very rare that, all the currencies are up and against the U.S. dollar, and all the non-dollar crosses are just unchanged. There's always some intricacies, and that's why I brought up the Aussie CAD piece, and I brought up this piece. Those
are two of our favorites.
You're seeing some of those non-dollar crosses bounce a little bit. Whereas if you were just looking at the US dollar the last week or two, you're just like, oh, US dollar is getting hit again. There's some two-sided action in plenty of these non-dollar crosses. It's some fun stuff. But
absolutely,
I think that'll probably do it.
We'll be spending a little bit more time getting into all of that.
For sure.
Exciting stuff. It's great to add new product. Over 80 FX pairs. Now, we're not going to be taking you for a drive through Turkish lira.
Why not? I don't. I talked Turkish lira last week.
There you go.
But yeah, it's
a little bit wider. It's amazing. There is a core group of guys that
some people want to trade it, but
there's an interesting
you
carry.
can at least look at it.
There's an interesting carry to it, and we'll talk more what carry means as we go forward. There's a little bit
so much
to
fun
walk
stuff.
through.
So much fun
cool stuff. And again, anytime I can get my hands on more product, and especially size it to a way I can start to figure out how it works, that's powerful.
Fun.
So exciting stuff.
Cool. Well, let's throw it to Tom, Tony, and Vanetta coming up next. Stay tuned, everybody. Peace.
Forbes called us best online for options trading. Investopedia, best for options trading, period. With stockbrokers.com, we're number one for options and futures trading. The Motley Fool really likes us. And so does Business Insider. So what else can we say other than boom?